Hear me, Xbox fans and foes alike. We have arrived. Finally! Finally, after several years, all of the purchases Xbox has made for these studios has paid off. And as I have been saying, as I and many others have been saying for years now, eventually, eventually, we will have to see these games. Eventually, these games will come out, and they came out and they showed out at this showcase. And I am happy to say that I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I will give my score at the end of the video, but I'm not the only one who seemed to have enjoyed myself when it comes to this showcase. Now, I have a poll here. Of course, most of the people who follow me are a mix of Xbox fans, I would assume. So, of course, anecdotal, right? Like the polls are more geared towards who your follower base is, clearly, right? But I also looked at Jeff Keighley's polls, and Jeff Keighley had about 23,000 votes from when I last checked, and it was around the same kind of viewpoint, which is like around the A's and B's when it comes to the sentiment for this showcase. So I can say that I feel like a lot of people that I saw discussing this, of course, my timeline curated, of course, right, seem to have enjoyed the showcase. But then, of course, there are people who are, staunch PlayStation fans like Persona and Jay Bari and Jack Move, and they seem to have enjoyed the showcase as well. So I'm happy to say that it was good, and I really was not expecting much. I actually forgot that the showcase was gonna be today. I actually had to be reminded of it on Friday when I was discussing my thoughts of the on the Summer Snooze Fest. So I wasn't expecting anything, guys, but it was great. It was really good for me. So as I tend to start out when I do my scores for these showcases, I think of pacing wise, it was absolutely excellent. It was game after game after game after game. I've long since discussed that I don't like the whole sitting and the yapping that the executives like to do. I don't want to hear any of that. And there was minimal yappage. So I really do appreciate just being able to see game after game after game. And they actually showed us things that people have been asking for quite some time, like State of Decay 3, seeing more of the Indiana Jones game, seeing more of Compulsion's game. So seeing more Fable, which was a big one. I was very happy with everything I saw, and there were some new titles as well. So what stood out to me and what I'm actually looking forward to is I liked what I saw of the Fallen Feathers game. That looked like that could be really interesting and compelling for me. I also really liked Expedition 33. That seems like my type of game as well. I really liked what I saw of Assassin's Creed Shadow. I mean, we already knew about that, but this was the first time that they showed something where I was like, Ubisoft, you may just trick me again. You may just trick me once more, Ubisoft. I'll probably just wait for a sale for that since Ubisoft games go on sale really quickly. But that actually looked really interesting and compelling as well. Flintlock, The Siege of the Dawn. I think that was my standout. That was something that I saw that I was like, wow, this looks great. This looks like something that I would really enjoy playing. And then of course, they showed more content for Fallout 76 and Sea of Thieves and the Elder Scrolls title, and which I think is absolutely fantastic because I think that regardless of how anyone may feel about those games and interest or disinterest, right? It's great that they are continuing to add content to those titles and continuing to show those titles support. We saw more of Avowed. We saw more of Stalker 2. We saw more of let's see, what else did we see? We saw more Fable, which was a big one. Again, like they Fable looks great. Fable looks like something I will definitely enjoy playing. We saw more of the Indiana Jones games, as I said, and it was as someone who grew up watching Indiana Jones films because my grandpa is a big Indiana Jones fan. It was like, okay, I felt like I was watching one of the movies again, right? We saw a new Life is Strange game, and like I am a big Life is Strange fan. More specifically, I'm a fan of Max Caulfield. I love Max. She was my favorite character, and I played Life is Strange when it was coming out. So, Life is Strange is episodic, so I was sitting there waiting for episode 3 and waiting for episode 4 and 5 to come out and being in the fandom and coming up with theories. Like I was all in for Life is Strange, and then I played Life is Strange Before the Storm, and it gave me a better viewpoint on Chloe as a character because I really did not I did not like Chloe very much in Life is Strange, but in Before the Storm I ended up really loving her. Now, you know, I have some beef with the Life is Strange writing. at the end, but I don't have to get into that. This is the fact that it's Max is gonna get me to come back. It's gonna get me to come back because I didn't play the other Life is Strange games because I was like, "I'm not listen, they're not gonna get me again after how angry they made me with the writing for those last few episodes, for both Before the Storm and the original Life is Strange." So, but I love Max, and so I will come back for Max, alright? Now, I didn't really she kinda looked a little strange, but maybe it's, like, just a new art style, maybe it's just, I don't know, she looked a little weird, but whatever, right? Then they showed off the Doom game. I'm not really interested in the Doom titles, but I even I could tell, like, okay, this looks like this is a A-tier title right here. I know that people love the Doom franchise. They showed off your companions from the Dragon Age game, and I am a big, big Dragon Age fan, huge Dragon Age fan, and I am someone who was like, no, no. I just have not been excited for this game at all. It's been such a long time coming. We've heard so many things about it, and each little piece of news has had me scratching my head and going like, no, no, baby, it's probably not going to be good. But I saw Varric and I saw Scout Harding, and I was like, oh, y'all might have gotten me. Y'all might have gotten me. I don't know. I may be there. I may be there like swimwear and playing that title. Again, I had no interest before, just like I was like, whatever, this game's gonna come out, it's gonna be a bomb. And it still could be that for sure. We don't know yet. But from what I saw, like the little that we saw just based on the companions, I'm like, okay, you got me with Eric, man. You got me with Scout Harding, so I will be in there, right? We got some DLC for Starfield and just so many the Perfect Dark, there was an article that had come out earlier, I believe, that talked about Perfect Dark being in shambles. It didn't look like it was in shambles based off what they showed us, but then again, that Anthem trailer that they showed us, the developers did not know what that was, you know what I'm saying? As it was being shown, and it wasn't until the very end where they were like, "Oh, Anthem." They're like, "Oh, this is not actually our game." So, looks can be deceiving, so we'll have to wait and see what comes from there, but yeah, just so many fantastic titles, and I'm just happy to say that I thought the showcase was fantastic, And as I've been talking, I think I've gotten more votes as I've been talking, so 917 votes so far, and A, which is at 76%, B, 17.2%, C, 3.5, and D, 3.3, so that seems to be the general thought, the general consensus here is between A and B, and yeah, I've just seen nothing but positivity on my timeline, which is such a nice and welcome change from how things typically are in this space when it comes to gaming. I think a lot of people are very jaded, I would have to say, when it comes to the gaming space. So I'm I'm happy, guys. I'm genuinely happy. I'm glad that the showcase lived up to other people's expectations. I'm glad that it succeeded my expectations because I did not have any. And I'm very much looking forward to hearing what everyone else has to say and what everyone else thinks about the showcase. I am very impressed, Xbox. Guys have gotten my attention. And, there's been a lot of negativity, not just in the gaming space in terms of the community, but also in the industry as well. So it's nice to have a little bit of positivity and just seeing games again, games that I would be interested in playing, which is something I feel like has been lacking for some time. Games that are more in my wheelhouse. So those are my thoughts, guys. I'll have to say I give the showcase an A, but I'm very curious to see what everyone else thinks, and I want to know, what everyone else's scores are and why you've given the showcase the score or not. I did see someone bring up a lack of release dates. Completely understandable. I definitely get that. But God, guys, we have been in the gutter for so long when it comes to these showcases. So I think I don't know. Like I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see what everyone else thinks. But that's it for me, guys. I will catch you for another one. Peace.